Hi, I'm Brian. I'm back with another book review. I read One for My Enemy by Olivie Blake, which I always want to pronounce her name Olivier, but it's Olivie. So I really liked this book. I fell in love with the Atlas 6. I was obsessed with it. This one didn't hit the same points as the Atlas 6. It's not as high up on my favorite books. But I really enjoyed it. I think Blake's prose is gorgeous. It's outstanding. Her way of writing is just so intricate and beautiful. And her storytelling, she just thrives on it. I think her plots are some of the most clever and interesting that I've read from modern authors. I feel like in the fantasy genre especially, you kind of get the same plots recycled over and over again, but every time I pick up one of her books, it's just something new and interesting and fascinating. I love them so much. And this one is a Romeo and Juliet retelling, or it's kind of based off of it. So you have two rival families of witches. They're both doing crime on the side, and they've had a rivalry for about, I think it's 12 years, and it comes to a head in this book. And the first thing is that I really love the characters. They're very messy. I love messy characters. That's why I love the Atlas 6 so much. And these are messy characters. We have the 7 sisters and the 3 brothers, the Fedorov brothers. And especially Sasha and Lev. There are, I don't want to say main couple, they're kind of our main couple. But I thought their banter was so cute, so adorable. I fell in love with them. How they both have power just from like the trickle down economics of things, but they don't care about it that much. It's only when they need to use it, it's there. But for them, power means nothing because they don't really have control over it. Even though their siblings try the best they can to give them control over their own lives. But I really loved Sasha and Lev. And Dima and Masha as well, just as oldest siblings, kind of the heirs to these kingdoms, these empires they have, how they have power, but don't really have any control over their own lives because it's been decided for them at birth. I really loved them, especially the tragic ending at the end. It's kind of didn't come as a surprise to me because it didn't feel like the cycle could be broken with them alive, which that's a big spoilers, I'm sorry there. But so that was really great, and that brings me to just the theme of power overall. I thought was really interesting. I have my little notebook full of notes that I take from reading, and I wrote down I loved power as a theme. Who has it, who wants it, how you get it, and who suffers because of it. And I thought it was done really well because power means so many different things. Especially you had Masha, who just made people feel powerful, and that was her own power, because when you make people feel powerful, they want to be near you. Then I like that romance was at the forefront, but it didn't take away any substance. I'm not a romance girly. I'm more about plots than characters most of the time. I like a messy character. I like an interesting, complex character, but I like plots. I like substance. Sometimes romance can take away from the plot. But I thought it was a really good balance between kind of like the politics of crime as well as these romances that we got going on. So I really like that. Roma, the middle Fedorov brother, just fascinated me beyond words. I liked his psyche, just that middle child who wants to prove himself, wants everything Dima has and doesn't want. Power is everything to him. He's ready to bring himself to the ground to get that power. He thinks that success is power. So he wants to be successful. He wants to make those choices, those decisions to get him the power to help build the empire for his father, to finally get the recognition he wants. And in the end, it kind of makes everything topple. So it was just so interesting to see him. And Sasha haunting him was one of my favorite things ever. I thought it was so funny and how it kind of made him go crazy. Then one thing I have to say that was something that this book lacked was world building. I liked the Atlas 6 because of how intricate it was, and the magic was just the nitty-gritty details. I loved it. But necromancy happens twice off page in this book, and they don't really tell you how they do it, really. They're just back from the dead twice. So I just thought it could use some more details about how magic works in this world, how it operates, how it's used. Also, the empires themselves, we get very little details about what actually they're doing. It was about drugs, I know, these magic drugs, but I thought we needed a little bit more of that, like more substance in that matter for it. But overall, I really liked it. I mean, I would probably read it again. I might pass this one on to my niece to see if she likes it, because this might be down her alley as well. She likes crime and she's into some romance books, so this one might be one I start recommending to people, because I really love the writing in this. That's what I will say over and over again. I love the writing in this book. It is gorgeous. I love her writing in general. Every time she writes a book, I'm going to be buying it now. I just picked up January's, which is like a short story poetry type of collection of all of her, like a bunch of different stuff. So I'm definitely excited to read that soon. But I am done with this. You can read more of my thoughts on my blog. It's lifeofbri.com. Bri because life of pie, but my name, of course. And I will link that in my bio as well as in the comments down below. So check it out there. Bye.